we have the Pisces Blood Moon Eclipse coming on Sunday, September 7th. And this is not just any other full moon, right? This is eclipse season, so this is where new beginnings are trying to come through. And this one's extra potent. So think of this as a cosmic pressure valve, I guess you could call it. Everything that you've been hiding, everything that you've been holding in, everything that maybe you've been repressing or maybe even ignoring, it's about to rise to the surface. And yes, it can feel intense. Full moons have a way of doing this, but it's also a chance for some very deep release. It's a chance for getting some really sharp clarity and above all, healing. So let's break this down together. So be sure to pay attention to the end or listen to the end because I'm going to do horoscopes for each sign as well. So be sure to watch that for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign or your ascendant. So let's talk about what this eclipse is, right? So first things first, what is a blood moon eclipse? Well, okay. Astronomically, when the earth passes between the sun and the moon, the moon takes on that reddish glow, right? And it's kind of just based off of the trajectory of where that is in correlation to where planet Earth is. Really, it's nothing crazy. Harvest moon, red glow, that's just how it is this time of year. But energetically, it's a lot more dramatic and it's a lot more intense. So eclipses are what we astrologers look to in your chart to see where the new beginnings are coming this year. They speed up life. They bring endings. They bring breakthroughs, sudden realizations. They're like the universe saying, no more waiting. You're ready. Let's get going. And because this one is in Pisces, and this year has been that Virgo Pisces axis, it's about taking tangible action to making your dreams a reality. And with this being in Pisces, the Zodiac's most mystical and emotional sign, we are talking about right now big waves of feelings, hidden truths, past life energies, memories, dreams, these things that are surfacing. But it's also about spiritual cleansing. Now, Pisces energy is something strong and intense to begin with. We have so much happening anyway in Pisces with Saturn and Neptune both leaving there this year, kind of dipping their toes into Aries and then moving back. So there's a whole bunch of energy that's stirring the pot in terms of us getting in touch with what our higher self is telling us, what our intuition is telling us, and what our connection is with the universe. So Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and it's the one that blends endings with beginnings. So it's all about everything like I just said. It's about the intuition. It's about the dreams. It's about having compassion for yourself and for others. But on its shadow side, because remember, astrology's got the light and the dark, it can be about illusions. It can be about boundaries. It can be about dissolving those and the emotions that we bury and repress and try not to deal with because they can be intense. So under this eclipse, imagine being pulled into a deep well inside of yourself, a place where all of those old emotions, the buried grief, the forgotten truths about who you are and where your soul has been, where all of those things live. It might feel heavy at first. It might feel overwhelming at first. But Pisces also remind us, it has a way of telling us that in the waters, in those dark waters, there's flow, there's release, there's spiritual clarity, but it requires us to surrender those things that we hold on to so tightly. So this full moon, big old honking moon out there, what it's asking us is what's been weighing on you? What's been weighing on your heart? What are you finally ready to let go of? Now, this can take on a lot of different things, right? Because remember, Pisces deals with our karmic past life. So this could be relationship patterns. This could be money patterns, communication patterns, whatever it is, they make themselves known. And here's where it gets even more interesting, right? So we've got Mercury and Black Moon Lilith, right, that are kind of tagging along with this situation as well. Mercury is known as a planet of communication. It is the messenger planet out there in the solar system, and it's sitting right near this eclipse. So that means that conversations, insights, and sudden aha moments are all on the table. This is what it's doing. This is going to push you to the change. So you might finally put words to your feelings, all those things that you've been unable to do for years and years. The power of this eclipse will help it bring out because it's ready for you to release it. Things that you couldn't explain before. Maybe a powerful conversation that really helps to change these dynamics that are deeply rooted inside of yourself. That's the power of Mercury involved with this. Now, then we've got Lilith, good old Lilith. And Lilith doesn't like to play small, right? Lilith is that asteroid that deals with kind of more of our primal energies. She's the part of us that refuses to be silenced. The side that will say, I will not shrink to anyone and I will not shrink anymore. And with Lilith active, don't be surprised if you feel that urge inside of you as well to no longer stay small. You're ready to speak your truth, maybe even rebel a little bit. I don't know, right? But the main thing is you're ready to stop settling. And this can be raw. This can be uncomfortable, but it's healing. And Mercury's right there working with it to help you not only consciously understand what your subconscious is bringing forth, but it's helping you to speak that truth as well. And Lilith gives you the confidence to kind of push it and own it. So now, how do we work with these energies? You know, there's so many different ways, and I'm always a big believer in teaching my clients that whatever feels right to you is the right way, right? Nothing irritates me more than spiritual folk that are on here that say, you have to do this way. And no, you don't. No, you don't. Whatever feels right to you, you do it. You bring in your stones, you do whatever, right? But one of the number one things we can do, because keep in mind, we've got Virgo, which is very practical, and we've got Pisces over here that's very up in the air and spiritual. So staying grounded is going to be very important now. So whether that's doing some deep breathing, whether that's walking barefoot, whatever helps you to keep yourself grounded in reality is going to be a big thing. Walking in nature, and most importantly, just staying hydrated, right? Journaling is huge as well because we've got Mercury, the planet of communication and thought involved. So whatever you're reflecting on, writing it down is going to be extremely helpful. Writing it down and releasing it is going to be huge too, especially if it's those old belief systems around relationships, love, money, habits, especially because we got Virgo going on right now and that deals with our daily habits. It's good to take those, burn it, maybe even bury it because it's an earth sign as a symbol of that release. So that's a huge thing. Now, using water is another thing too. So maybe like taking a bath, going for a swim, something to help you really feel like you're washing yourself of these things. I'm a big believer in writing and journaling. That's just me. I don't know. I've got a lot of friends and clients that hate journaling, but I love it. That's why I created one. So I do have a link below here for my journal for this year that has journal prompts for each one of the new moons and full moons, asking you these questions to really help you dive deeper into what's going on here. But anyway, long and short of it, but let's get into these horoscopes. But before I do, just remember that eclipses are all about endings. But endings are that are clearing the way for something better. So even if it feels like the sky is falling, Chicken Little, know that it's not for nothing, right? Something better is coming. The old way is falling away and it's no longer aligned with who you are or where you're going. So whether it's a relationship, a job, a belief system, whatever it is, just surrender it and just be amazed at what the universe can bring in. So horoscopes. All right, Aries. This eclipse lights up your spiritual and hidden realms. This is happening in that 12th house. Old wounds, subconscious patterns, all those things we talked about. You're the one having the dreams. You're the one having these recollections from past lives. They're bringing those messages. So it's time to rest. It's time to heal. Time to listen to what your intuition is telling you. And it's okay to let go. Definitely. And it's also a weekend knowing that since this is happening in your 12th house, you don't have to go out and be social. I tell you what, it's okay to stay within and focus on yourself. It's probably for the best, right? Okay, Taurus, big shifts in friendship and community are happening for you. This is in your 11th house. This whole year is surrounded this as well too. Finding your tribe. And some connections you might find dissolve away. Some you've outgrown. Some are outdated. And then others are strengthening because they fit who you are now. So ask yourself, who truly supports my soul path and who is deserving of the energy that I have to give? Who's going to support me moving forward? Now, Gemini, I tell you what, you've got so much just aha moments happening anyway with Uranus moving into your sign for this little bit. But then it's going to retrograde this week as well too. So there's going to be kind of like a little bit of a jolt with having these feelings of moving forward into the future, but then getting yanked back into the past. But major revelations are definitely coming in this process, and they're going to come really in terms of your career, or just your public life. Something could end, something could shift at work, and that's going to be opening space for a path that aligns more deeply with your truth, with what you want to do, not what others expect you to do. Now, Cancer, you're expanding your belief systems, your philosophies, your spiritual worldview, old ways of seeing the world. They might be crumbling, and new teachers, new belief systems, they could be coming in its place. This could also be a time frame where you are ready to travel and get those insights as well too. Now, Leo, this one's deep for you, okay? This one is activating your 8th house, and that involves, of course, anything that you share of yourself with others. So intimacy, trust, your shared resources. You may face shadow work around vulnerability because this is the house where our traumas and the things that are repressed live. So you put this on top of it, there's a lot that's going to be surfaced. Yes, it may be calling you to be vulnerable, but this is also a chance to really clear out old fears around letting others in, and especially letting others in to help you, because that's one of the most difficult things that Leo goes through this lifetime. Now, Virgo, hey, this is yours, right? This whole year has been bringing these things to the surface. And I tell you what, one of the number one things is relationship. This is the big overhaul 180 house for you this year. Relationships are front and center. So partnerships are shifting. They're ending, they're transforming. You're recognizing how there's a repeat button and repetitive cycles that happen in these relationships. And you ain't down with it no more, right? And the universe isn't either. They want to put you where you belong in terms of all relationships, not just romantic, but one where you get honesty, balance, mutual respect, and of course, reciprocity. What you give out, you should be getting back. So that's coming to the surface. Now, Libra, your daily routines, your 6th house of health, daily habits, what you do just to work and make the money, these are kind of getting reshuffled. This is a year of really reestablishing what it is you do to make your money, how you fit that into your daily schedule. And if something feels draining, it's time to release it and invite in habits, things that truly nourish you. So this weekend, I think those things are going to come to the surface on how to really make that work better. Scorpio, passion, creativity, love, happiness and joy, and children too, are all in focus. You might let go of an old way of expressing yourself, an outdated pattern in love as well. Maybe an outdated pattern in keeping yourself small. You're ready to let your light shine. And I tell you what, the world is ready for that as well. So breakthroughs in that, realizations in that, but also breakthrough in romance is on the forefront for you. That's been the whole theme of this year, right? Things just coming to a realization of what it is you need to let go of in order to bring more happiness and joy in your life. That's the focus. Now, Sagittarius, this eclipse hits home, literally. 4th house of home, family dynamics, early childhood, family conditioning, your own physical home space. Even your sense of emotional security might shift too. Trust the cleansing process. Trust what surfaces. It's creating stability long term. Obviously, you need to vocalize something because I got this weird cough out of nowhere that I don't have. So somebody's connecting with that. Say what you need to say. Mercury's on your side. All right, Capricorn. Powerful revelations in communication. Words, siblings, contracts, maybe going back to school, taking a seminar, learning opportunities of all different kinds. They are shifting. Notice the stories that you tell yourself and which ones you're ready to release, right? There's a lot of realization that's moving from way back here to up here this weekend for you. Now, Aquarius, it's second house, money, self-worth, finances are highlighted. This is a year where this house gets a shakeup. You are ready to have that financial freedom. Old financial patterns of self-sabotage around abundance, that belief system that maybe you don't deserve this or you only deserve so much, you're ready for that to dissolve away. And I tell you what, so's the universe, because it's trying to bring abundance in. This is your chance to claim your true worth. Yes. Now, and Pisces, this is your eclipse. This is yours. Expect major turning points around identity, your confidence, how you show up in the world. This isn't new. You've been dealing with this for a year and you are ready to let your light shine. You're ready for this new chapter. And it's a chapter where your old self closes and a more authentic you steps forward. So that's all the horoscopes, right? And here's the heart of it, everybody, right? The Pisces Blood Moon Eclipse is really an invitation from the universe to go deep, to face what's being hidden, to not be afraid of what surfaces, because a lot of times we're more afraid of the dark than what's really in the dark, right? And so when we let that come to light, there is such clarity on the other side. So you may feel emotional. Yes. You might feel raw. Yes. But trust that what's surfacing, it's surfacing because it doesn't want to be held on to anymore. It keeps you feeling stuck and it keeps you feeling sick. And this universe is saying, you don't have to put up with this anymore. You don't have to carry this anymore. And if you give it to me, I could take it away. Just have faith that something better is coming because it's already lined up. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay small. And if you want to anchor it in, right? I'm not telling you to put something in the comments. That drives me crazy when people say it. Say it to yourself. Say it out loud there in the world. I release what no longer serves me. And I trust that this eclipse is realigning me. It's realigning my life. And it's realigning my path. All right, that's the download for today. This is the down low on this powerful eclipse. So let me know how you're feeling about it. How are you feeling? What's coming up for you? Share it with us, right? How are you handling it and what are you doing to release it? You're not alone in this energy, everybody. We're all in this together. We're all moving through it together. And I send you light and love in the process. All right, bye.